Oh, there we go. What's up, Philly? How we doing? It's me and Joe tonight, baby. Ho-ho. Don left me in control of the reins while he enjoys his lovely 20th wedding anniversary. Shout out to Don and Boss Lady. 20 years, going strong, giving all of us whippersnappers hope. Joe, how are you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, man. I crawled out from under a rock about 15 minutes ago, but you know, I'm above ground, Rich.
We're-
Just
aren't-
just living, man. Survival. It's all about survival.
I was going to say, aren't we all? But then I realized, no, not everybody is above ground. So that would have been weird. Shout out to our listeners in the Ghost Realm. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
when,
Say
yeah,
hi to mom for me.
yeah.
Oh, Joe, we just went to a dark place, brother.
That changed quickly.
Joe, the game on Sunday. Bro.
Oh my gosh.
Let's just dive right in, man. How fucking terrible was that?
You know, you have the Ram game where the first half was a train wreck.
Yes.
And then they decided to show up in the second half. It was a complete opposite last week.
Yep.
Um, but the stuff with AJ, the injuries, the offensive line, the passing game, the offensive coordinator, like you go up and down the list. We're still 4-0, Rich.
Yeah. I mean, that's the biggest takeaway is it doesn't matter how you win. It just matters if you win. As Jalen would say, keep the main thing, which is the truth of it. Like I look at it as, yeah, we were a completely different team. It was a tale of two halves. Like it's been all season long. You're up big. You had a few play breakdowns, extended time in the pocket for Baker to be able to hit over 270-yard passing touchdowns.
Mhm.
You take those two plays away, it's a completely different game.
Absolutely.
We're looking at it as, oh, Jesus Christ, the Eagles just steamrolled the Buccaneers. But, in Eagles fashion, we make it closer than what it is. There were some telling signs, Joe. I don't know if you're picking up the same thing. I felt like Sirianni called the first half, and I felt like Patullo, a.k.a. the soul of Brian Johnson, called the second half. Because it didn't look even remotely like the same play calling.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's been, you look over the course of our offensive coordinators since Nick has been here, and sometimes you're like, wow, that was a really cool play. And then you're like, wow, I could have drawn that up and done that in the backyard with my 5-year-old.
Yeah.
And you're like, that was the Nick play. Nick, he can't keep his hands out of the cookie jar sometimes. And you feel like they're kind of just trying to get out of their own way sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's like, is Nick calling the play? Is Patullo calling the play? Is he still learning? And then Jalen sees it and he's like, "What is this shit?" And he's like, "All right, do I run it? Do I audible?" It's just, it's an ongoing saga that we'll never know the answer to. But the fact of the matter is, the quarterback protects the ball. The quarterback doesn't put the ball in harm's way, which to an extent could be to a fault, to an extreme, as we see and we understand and see why AJ Brown can be upset with things. He's getting the targets, but at times during that game when he was, the ball was being forced to him when he wasn't open, or the play just had no chance because of the route tree was like, somebody's blitz drunk coming up with that route tree. There's like, Devontae Smith's running 5 routes or AJ Brown's running 5 routes. Like you gotta have some flavor, some pizzazz, some motion. Like you have to have the element of surprise and deception because you knew that their coach was going to throw everything they had at Jalen, which didn't give him a lot of time to throw sometimes, but also too you knew the whole game that they were going to blitz a good part of that game. Where's the quick passing game? Where's the hot read other than throwing the ball to Saquon. It's it's still frustrations that we're having to deal with, but Patullo is still learning, but who's Patullo learning from? Is he learning from Nick Sirianni? So, or is he bringing his own stuff to the table? And are they bouncing both of those things off of each other as well as Jalen? So
Yeah.
it's all getting hopefully getting ironed out for the better.
Yeah, it just seemed weird. And it seemed like the first half everything was clicking. And that's why I feel like Nick was running it. And then in the second half, since they were in a big lead, I felt like then he turned the reins over to Kevin Patullo. Because it seems too different of it was a tale of two halves. Two different offenses were on the field. So it's what is missing? Is Patullo not able to call a full game? Is he only given the reins to call the plays when they're up big? Because it just didn't look good.
Right.
Nothing about the second half. I mean, they didn't complete a pass in the second half. Keep the main thing. They won. I mean, do we want to see our team? I mean, we scored, 31 points?
31, yeah.
And we didn't complete a pass in the second half.
Unheard.
That's terrifying. Because imagine if you completed 5 passes.
5 passes, right.
You're up now, it's going to be 38. And then you have so much breathing room. And the blocking from the offensive line is atrocious. I know Johnson went out. I know Dickerson's hurt. But it's like, man, like Saquon, you run him to the outside one time on the fake on the fake tush push, and he scores easily. Where's the outside running game? Where's the zone running game? It seems like there's a lot of things in shambles. And yes, we still are finding ways to win games. Thank you, special teams. Thank you, defense. Quinyon Mitchell looking amazing as always. Your NFC player, defensive player of the week. Coop looked great. How much we need to stop relying on our defense and put ourselves into better situations. And to be honest with you, AJ wasn't wrong. AJ was wrong for the way he went about it, but right. AJ's speaking the frustrations that we're all seeing and that the team also is noting. When Jalen Hurts, I've never seen him yell at an offensive coordinator. And in week 3, when he yelled at Patullo and they were having a conversation on the sideline, you don't see that much from Jalen. But something has to give. Something has to change. We did beat some really good teams. It's not like we've had a pushover schedule. We are playing the championship schedule. We are playing who is on our schedule. We have a lot of good teams that we are going to face. There has to be a better game plan. There has to be better play calling. There has to be better execution. It's a team effort. It's not just because the plays suck so the team can suck. It's no, everybody needs to get on the same page. The offensive line, to me, has been abysmal. What we call our strength has been terrible. Jalen is looking all the parts of, your quarterback as the Philly franchise quarterback, as the top 5 quarterback, top 3 quarterback that we know.
Right.
When your routes are A.J. Brown running curls and drags all fucking game, like there's an issue. You hit him on one slant all game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand where, this stagnant offense is coming from with the playmakers that you have. You can just draw up some things to get open. But the thing that was alarming to me is, and AJ, the sitting in silence and all that stuff, how the fuck are you going to draw up 2 custom plays for John Mechie, but you can't draw up plays for A.J. Brown to get him open? There were literally 2 design plays in the first half for John Mechie, your number 4 wide receiver.
Right.
Why are we drawing up plays for John Mechie? Why are we drawing up plays for Devontae Smith, for A.J. Brown, for Dallas Goedert? No, our 4th fucking option, to me, that is alarming. And I don't like that. Why isn't A.J. being included in the game plan? And unfortunate for AJ, unfortunate for us, he's not going anywhere. His dead cap hit is way too huge over the next 3 years. So the Eagles aren't going to eat that money. They have to figure it out. AJ is not a diva. AJ is a guy who cannot be covered unless you throwing a ball to him at a 5-yard curl route with 2 guys on his back. And you see Jalen's trying to force him targets. 9 targets. I think 3 of them were catchable.
Right.
Like, to me, that is insane. And I don't like that play calling. I don't like seeing all the trust you're putting on John Mechie when you're not putting the trust in your playmakers, your star guys. That is an alarming sign. So hopefully this week when they come out, things will change. Things will be a little bit different. You're playing against a Broncos team, another stout defense. Most of our parts, they should all be there. I didn't check to see if Lane Johnson's practicing. Hopefully he is. Also, unpopular opinion: stop playing games at Tampa Bay at 1 o'clock in the fucking afternoon. Make them night games. I don't care if you give them all primetime games or there's 2 primetime games. There's no need to play football in 100-degree weather. I think that is fucking stupid. And the fact that the visitor bench is in direct sunlight,
Yeah,
clear advantage. And I get it, all stadiums are built that way. It shouldn't be that. When it's
such
100
crap.
fucking degrees, like, come on.
It's 2025, and you've got people holding up, um, you know, holding up. I don't even know what the hell it was over the players to keep the sun and the heat away from them. It was just you can't even believe it when you see it. It should never happen. It's about player safety. It's about their health. It's about putting out the best product out there, and
Yeah.
they totally dropped the ball on that. And get back to the whole AJ Brown thing. It's excuse me. What you go back and look at your route tree. Go back and look at if you're Kevin, put yourself in Patullo's shoes or in his mindset. What can I do, and where does AJ Brown excel? Go back, look at his game tape, and break it down, play by play, every single game that he's been here, where he's had monster games. Go
Yeah.
back and just run some of those plays, run all of those plays. One on one, Jalen. Jalen's got to give him a better ball. Some of those
Yes.
plays, Jalen's got to give him a better ball, but run those plays early. Don't go into a game saying we're not going to throw the ball to Jalen until the second quarter. We're
No.
not going to throw the ball to Jalen until the third quarter. Your mindset should be, you feel the game out.
Yep.
You feel the game out, and then you start getting everybody involved. Or you take a shot. You come out and say, you know what, this offense is such a roller coaster ride. Let's do a flea flicker. Let's take
Something.
a deep shot. Let's throw a little wrinkle in here where they haven't seen before, and try to get a spark. That's
Yeah.
your job as the offensive coordinator, to see what kind of defense they typically run or what they're going to be running. Hey guys, other than when Saquon on a hot route or a hot read,
Yep.
we're gonna have this guy here and we're gonna have that guy there. So you have multiple options.
Yeah. It's just kind of I keep saying the word alarming because it really is. It's triggering shit to go off in our heads. Like, where's the ineptitude coming from? Like, we've seen this before. And I think that's the foreshadowing of what's scaring us. Going, 10-0 and then finishing 10-6, and then getting ousted in the first round. Like, it's not bringing back good memories with terrible play calling. And this team is too talented to do that. You're telling me you can't just run some posts or get some motion, get these guys open, some crossing routes, and maybe some quick hitters. You see Miami running with Achan and Tua. Achan goes right to the side and boom, quick pass, 5 yards. Boop, quick pass, 5 yards. We can't draw that up with Saquon.
Right.
Like, that's the shit that I don't get. And that's the frustrating aspect of it, is like, we've played Madden. We've seen football before.
Right.
When was the last time a star wide receiver has been shut down 3 or 4 weeks, not playing against the best corners? It's unheard of.
Right.
How is Justin Jefferson able to do what he does every single fucking week? Amon-Ra every single fucking week. They scheme their guys open. Like, it's not rocket science. And this is really why Patullo has to go. It's not even a fact of he needs to grow into his role. He doesn't even know what the fuck he's doing. And I'm considering that, it's week 5. Maybe play your fucking players in the preseason to see if your offense works.
Right.
Maybe just once do it. Injuries, injuries, injuries. The league's riddled with injuries now because guys didn't play in the fucking preseason. So what's the difference?
Right.
What is the difference? So you get to go out there and you get to look like shit for 4 weeks, still be 4-0, and we get to complain about it?
Yeah.
Like, I love this team, but our expectations are high. We're not dumbasses. We're not going to sit there and like bandwagon Patriots fans back in the day. Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. We're winning. Tom Brady's the greatest. Like, no, we know football.
Yeah.
We know something's wrong and something needs to be fixed. AJ Brown is one of the best, if not the best in the game. Devontae Smith is one of the best. He is the 1B to our 1A. How can't you get these guys open? How can't you utilize their skill sets? Saquon Barkley has been non-existent. And teams aren't really clamoring to shut him down. He's just running into the back of our fucking offensive line because that's what the plays are calling.
Right.
Not one toss crack, not one zone block. There's nothing. There's nothing for him. There's no holes. So
Right.
it's either our whole offensive line's hurt and we just don't know about it, or our offensive coordinator is too stupid to figure it out. Because I'm pretty sure you can give me a clipboard. I can draw up some plays real quick that I stole off of fucking NCAA 26 and be like, hey, man, this is going to work.
Yeah.
Because I got this from a video game and I think it'll work. Or, hey, Jalen, how about you just tell guys what routes to run?
Right.
Like, to me, it's baffling. And I'm sick of having the same fucking conversation. But that's how worried I am about this team because eventually coaching is going to win ball games, and I don't feel like we have that on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to go back in the past and compare
We've seen this.
seasons. It really, it has that feel of the team that did start out 10-1 and just
2018 team,
2023 when they lost
23.
Yeah. They fell on their face and got smoked by Tampa Bay. So I don't know what the right answer is, Rich, because what I do know is Landon Dickerson's not 100%.
Yep.
Mekhi Becton is not here.
Yep. He's not even playing for the Chargers, so
Right.
that's irrelevant.
Right. I mean, we had the perfect storm last year. I mean, they plugged guys in at the right positions, and it just clicked. I mean,
yep.
Saquon Barkley last year, his average yardage before contact, 3.8 yards.
Yeah.
This year, Saquon Barkley's average yard before contact, 1 yard.
Yeah.
1 yard. So Saquon is a magician, but
he's not that. Yeah, no, everybody needs somebody to block.
You can do about that, really. And
you can have all the talent in the world, but if nobody's blocking for you,
he's doing.
Good luck.
Doing what he can. He's doing the best that he can with elite skills that he has. So, but yeah, the runs right up the middle, just no creativity.
None at all.
You gotta spice it up. The runs to the left and the runs to the right seem to be working really well. So if they continue to work, keep running them. You don't need to change it. You use what works.
Yep.
And that, I think that has a lot to do, that in itself affects the passing game because, teams, I mean, they know you're going to run.
Yep.
They absolutely know you're going to run. But with the issues with the run, they're also able to cheat a little and be prepared for the passing game also. So, yeah. And who's to say, Jalen took that big shot there in the second half.
Oh, he looked, that
he got his bell wrong.
Yeah, it looked like concussion. I ain't gonna say nothing about that, though, boy.
We don't know if he had a concussion. We don't know if he had a bad or sore shoulder, or he was seeing ghosts. We don't know. He'll never tell us. So
yeah.
I hope to never see that second half again. You hope that they're done and they're over with that, and they can start stringing, these drives together and the play calling together, and taking in you know what the offensive line is saying. Take it in what the receivers are saying. Take it in what Jalen is saying, and not just poo pooing it. I mean, this team's already won a Super Bowl with players
Everybody's
that are already
saying it,
there.
though. That's
With
the
that,
thing. Everybody's saying it, Joe. I'm watching everybody talk about how it's not right. It doesn't feel right. Like, that's the craziest fucking part. It's not just it's one guy saying, "Hey man, things aren't working." It's you got AJ, you got Jalen, you got Jordan Mailata, who's a huge mouthpiece for this team. It's various aspects of it, and that's the craziest part. And that's the worrisome part is everybody knows that something's wrong. What is the common denominator to fix it? Get a fucking offensive coordinator who knows what he's doing. Like
right?
Mike McDaniel will be available at the end of this year. I'm paying that man and saying, "Hey, come down here and help this team out," because Patullo has no fucking clue.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
really sold on the fact Patullo has no fucking clue because we've seen this before with Brian Johnson. We can do better than he can, and I'm not even saying that to be facetious. I'm saying it with I think I could be a better offensive coordinator. If I have to call the plays, I think I'm going to call some better plays. I'm going to get some motion in there. I'm going to get Saquon Barkley involved in the screen game. I want to see some more short passes. Yeah, short passes, quick hitters to get the ball down the field, take some shots. We're not seeing any of that. We're just seeing disarray. 3-and-out, 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 3-and-out. Up first, all right, incomplete on the first. Saquon in the back of the fucking offensive line on the second. It's 2nd and 9 or 3rd and 9. Turn or incompletion. We're
right.
one turnover away from having a really, really bad day. And I don't like that.
Yeah,
And our defense can't keep doing what they're doing.
that's sustainable.
It isn't sustainable. So you're going to see some good teams, especially another good team rolling in this week. We got fucking Denver coming in. Denver is surprising to me. Denver, I think they are 2-2 at this
Yes.
point. They're 2-2. They haven't really looked the part. Bo Nix is looking like he's going through his sophomore slump. He did have 3 touchdowns. Marvin Mims getting more involved. Cortland Sutton, I love Cortland Sutton. I think Cortland Sutton has, come a long way as a wide receiver. He's always, for some reason, I've always been a fan of the guy.
Yeah.
So it's good to see him step up into his roles. What do you think, man? I think this is going to be one of those games where it's going to be close. And I think it's going to be too close for our liking. But the good thing is, since our passing offense really can't figure it out, Surtain won't be a bother to us because we can't get AJ the ball anyway. So what the fuck does it matter?
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, Denver has looked good, and Denver has not looked good. I think anybody right now playing the Bengals would look as good as they did the
Yeah.
other night. But that being said, you can't take them lightly. I mean, they're playing in a division that's going to be a battle. So they're a formidable opponent. I mean, they lead the NFL in sacks on defense. So you, Kevin Patullo, if there's ever a game for you to get your head out of your ass, it's this week.
If there's ever a time for you not to be
Might be
fucking
a
up, bud.
time where you might want to use Chat GPT to say, "Hey, how do you run offensive plays against the Denver Broncos?" It
Well,
might be.
you want to hear the good news? Want to hear the good news? Denver's 2-2, and they beat both their wins are against bottom team defenses in Tennessee and Cincinnati. Lost to the Colts, lost to the Chargers. So I'm feeling a little more confident on that. But Patullo, get your fucking head out of your ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be one of those games where I'm going to sit back and I'm going to watch and be like, this could go either way at any time. I think we do.
I was
Shit
gonna
myself.
say you just said doo doo.
Shit myself. Joe, you're taking over doing the solo.
Wow.
I do think it's going to be one of those games that's going to be a little bit back and forth. I think both offenses are going to come out stale because of the defenses that they're facing. I do think we have the slight edge on defense. but I am still worried about our number 2 spot. How did you feel with our number 2 cornerback spot? Because when they put Coop on the outside, he looked good, but Ringo still hasn't figured it out.
I think Ringo showed a little bit, but we'll find out this week. You know, it's did they say Jackson's going to play, or did they already say Ringo's play?
Um,
You
I
know,
I can look and
I
see.
think no matter what, they dropped the ball on that position, regardless going into the season.
I do agree.
They, it's like which guy stays, which guy goes. You needed to keep somebody. They're Rogers goes to Minnesota. Slay goes to Pittsburgh. You could have kept one of those guys, but you decided to bring in a guy like a Dory Jackson and pay him money. Who, I mean, what has he done? What's
He's
he?
done nothing.
What has
I
he ever
don't
done to the league?
understand how Isaiah Rogers wasn't worth $7 million.
Yeah, I mean, and you're paying what Jackson 6?
Yeah, you
That's
didn't save anything.
they missed. That was definitely a miss.
Adoree Jackson hasn't been good since they got him away from being a safety. So I don't understand what that aspect was. I think they thought Ringo was further in his development, but apparently what I just saw was a headline was Vic Fangio stuns Eagles fans with his blunt assessment of Keely Ringo. Um, and Vic Fangio says Keely Ringo could be the starter even if Adoree Jackson is available. Um, okay, there's hope. I'm still not sold on it.
Yeah,
It's so it's so damning. And they had a guy in Mike Hinton who was here who had a huge fumble for the Colts last week on a corner blitz. They had guys in the building that they could have signed, or guys who are guys they brought in and they just did it. They were just like, oh no, we're gonna stick with these guys. And the Adoree Jackson signing to me was like, okay, veteran presence. I didn't expect him to be a starter and he's fucking terrible. Like, let's be real. And when we say this stuff, because what I always say to people is when I say an NFL player is terrible, in comparison to other NFL players, not to myself, because I couldn't do what they do. But compared to other number 2s in the league, he is one of the weakest. And he has shown that he cannot stop anyone.
yeah. I mean, it's a fair assessment, Rich. I mean, his footwork, his body positioning, his speed, like
He's behind everybody.
it's
Like
just
he is literally trailing.
yeah, and you can't, and even Ringo. I mean, Ringo made a couple good stops on Sunday, but man, he had the guy squared up right in front of him. Bucky Irving, the one play, and it's like,
He
dude,
can't fucking
I
tackle.
don't even play football, and I know that you look at the belt, and you tackle at the belt or below. Never go high. You're never gonna win. You're never gonna bring the guy down. Wrap up. How are you gonna wrap up a guy from above the waist? It's not
No.
gonna happen.
Chop him at the shins, baby. Go right at the shins.
Yeah,
Take him
you like
down.
get down, get dirty, man. You're trying to solidify a position, and this, it could have been the only week for you to go out and show that you could do that. So, that's a position that I think is still going to be of need, and soon. Like, you
Yeah.
know, the end and corner for me. I mean, Nolan Smith is out. That hurts. Look
Yeah.
at we talked about Nolan Smith and this pass rush coming into the season. That was all fine, well, and good, but we lost Josh Sweat. Josh Sweat was a starter. Josh Sweat was going to give you 8 to 10 sacks every year, no matter what.
Yeah.
So the fact that he left, I mean, Brandon Graham gave you what he gave you.
Hmm.
You're missing those pieces, and these other guys came in as rotational pieces only because they had to. Jalix Hunt, he's a nice player. He's just not getting home. Zadarius Smith, I mean, God bless him. He's 33 years old, and for what you're getting out of him, he's done really well. But um, you need consistency, and you need to have guys on this team that are gonna
Yeah.
consistently get there or be close all game,
Well,
and they
to be
just don't have
completely
that right
fucking honest with you, Joe, I'm sorry to cut you off. The whole defensive line besides Jordan Davis has been a letdown. Like Jalen Carter has done absolutely nothing.
He's out of shape.
He has done nothing. And it is just getting to the point where none of these guys are getting home. And it all starts with fucking Jalen Carter. So Jalen Carter is that guy. Like Jordan Davis at this point right now, I'm signing him again because we need him. Like going forward, it's not the fact that Jalen Carter's not a generational talent. It's the fact is, can you trust this kid? And right now, my trust in Jalen Carter is I live in Missouri. I'm in the show me state. You got to show me, son.
Yeah,
And you haven't shown me anything this season. He has been, like you said, he's out of shape. He doesn't look good. He doesn't look good coming off the ball, and he's out of position.
right.
If he wants to be that highest paid defensive tackle, he needs to start fucking playing like it. And I loved his comments. Well, if I had 6 sacks and we still lost, whatever, it's a win's a win. Well, it's easy to say that after a win. But if they would have lost, they would have been like, Jalen Carter, where are you? And how is he going to act? After the whole spitting debacle, I expected him to come in with a vengeance. And he's came in with fucking sitting on a block of ice. He's cold.
Yeah,
He hasn't done anything to show me that he is that dominant of a player. He's coming in and showing me that, okay, he can clog a hole, but Jordan Davis is doing the work. Like, he should be able to beat some double teams now. And when he is getting one-on-one, he's still not winning.
right.
So it's like, what is going on? Are you out of shape? Is your conditioning bad? Because I think it is. And that's also a damning sight. I'm not backing up a fucking Brinks truck to your house if I'm Howie Roseman if you're not getting home.
Yeah,
I'm surprised he doesn't have 3 sacks by now or 2 sacks. Like,
yeah.
that's an alarming thing for me.
By accident,
Yeah.
he should have it by accident. And you look at him. His timing's off. He looks out of position. He looks slow. He's stretching his shoulder out. He's grabbing his arm. It's like there's a whole combination of things that could be wrong. But as Jalen Carter goes, the defensive line goes,
Yep.
which is a microcosm of how this defense is. Off the Eagles' offense,
Yeah.
offensive line injuries, guys in and out. Maybe they're adjusting to the new plays and Patullo as well and all that. So it's we'll see. I mean, they're 4-0. You hope that they just don't say, well, all right, well, we got to tweak this and we got to tweak that, but we're almost there. Da da da. But you know what? We haven't lost the game yet. Instead of saying we got to get the shit together before the shit starts to snowball
Yeah.
because it has before. That's got to be the mindset.
You're right.
We'll
Yeah.
see.
I mean, it's getting to the point where, things are it's hairy on both sides. But, the hope is that they do figure it out. Vic Fangio is a great coach and he's going to get what he needs from his players. It kind of is what it is at this point. We need to see going forward just more effort. Just our linebackers are playing ridiculous. Jahad Campbell, dude, what a fucking monster he is.
Yeah.
And N'Kobe Dean's back practicing. Like, this only helps the team. And I'm very excited to get N'Kobe back. Hopefully it is this week. If not next week.
Agreed.
I'm just very excited to see him on the field with those guys because that also brings another presence. You slide Jahad Campbell down to that edge position and you let him go nuts. Like, maybe that's the spark that it brings. He is our Micah Parsons. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he's looked the part.
Right. I mean, he's got the attributes to do it. And, they're like, I don't know, Campbell's playing so well and Bond's playing so well. Where are you going to put Dean? And it's like, well, if one of those guys miss time or play the game and come out of the game, it's,
Yeah.
and why not keep these guys fresh? And like you said, you can use Campbell as the joker or the robber. He can come, up the middle or come off the edge. Like, you get Dean back in there, get his legs under him and get him back in the mix. And instead of saying, here you go, N'Kobe, you're we're going to give you a ton of reps this week. Just get him in there and get his feet wet. And then you can use Campbell in so many different ways. But that's I hope he gets cleared this week. I hope his I
So
hope he
do I, man.
answers. And my son and I will be down there. So
Nice. Yeah, I'm
we
just excited. I hope it's just a good game for you guys, man. That's going to be fucking pretty
yeah
awesome.
we worked something out with tickets yesterday, and some friends of ours came through. So
Nice, dude.
we're
Nice.
we're we're stoked. So my voice might be a little bit better by Sunday, but then it's going to be totally in the
Completely fucking.
shitter by the end of Sunday's game, or
Ah.
maybe in the first quarter. Who knows?
Depending on how good or bad they do. I'm
But
just fucking with. I'm not gonna have a voice at all.
no, but it's going to be a good game. It's good. It's a good matchup for both teams. But yeah, I think it's going to be a close game. Also, just because we're still trying to get our shit together on both
Yeah.
sides of the ball. So, but it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be 80 degrees in October.
Hell yeah, buddy.
Dude, it's gonna be a beautiful time to be down. It's always a good time to be at the lake, but
What are
especially
your predictions for the game? What's your score and what's your plays?
oh,
We haven't done plays in
I
a
know
while.
we haven't. Score for the game 28-24 Philly. Oh God, I was gonna say Dallas Goddard, but did he practice today? I didn't even look. He's
No, hold on. Let me pull up there. I had the injury report up. So we had limited for N'Kobe Dean and Dallas Goddard, full for Jalen Carter, Dory Jackson, Lane Johnson. Did not participate was Grant Calcaterra with an illness.
with a what pelvis?
His pelvis hurts. No,
Oh,
illness. Illness. His penis. His pelvis hurts.
he's just been doing too much of that spicy dancing.
It's a glory hole.
Oh boy.
Jared Jones, baby. Jared
28
Jones.
28-24. I think Devonta Smith and AJ Brown find the end zone. And I think the offensive line finally they finally draw up some plays for Saquon to be successful, where he's able to get into space. I think Jalen throws his first pick.
Ooh.
But it's gonna happen at some point.
Yeah,
man.
it's gonna happen. Yeah.
You can't be afraid to you throw it out, sling it, Jalen, and Patullo. But
too low. Throw it higher, baby.
I think you see Brown. I think you see everybody touching the ball in the first quarter, especially Brown.
I like
And
that.
I think they go to Brown. I think they go to Brown all game because they see and hear stuff. The radio's this and that. It's clickbait and blah blah blah. But they see, and I mean, they know better than anybody what's going on.
Yeah.
But you gotta. AJ Brown wants to feel a part of this thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing wrong with that.
No.
That's how he operates. That's how he feels successful. That's how he feels like he's contributing to the team. So just get him the ball, man.
Give the
Get
man
the
the
ball however you can. I don't care how you get him the ball. Just get him the ball.
Agreed.
Early and often and throughout the game. I mean, some guys don't. They just don't. They don't do well, or they're not up to their maximum, up to their max if they're getting the ball in the third and fourth quarter. Get them the ball all game. Pakua, 13 catches the other day. AJ Brown has 14 catches for the season. It's unacceptable. I'm not saying he's got to have 13 catches, but 6 to 8 catches a game is completely attainable for
That's
a player.
what I'm saying. Scheme the man open. Puka's getting fucking 30 targets a game, and they're scheming him open. Like,
Right.
come on, be better. I got to score.
Look at what the other OCs are doing around the league. Like, it really shouldn't be that bad. Go back to the teams that have played Denver and see what worked against Denver. They run a lot of. I think they run a lot of man to man. That's their main base defense. So, hello, this is a week. This is a week for you to get it right, Kevin.
Agreed. I got a 27-21 Birds. I do think it is a come from behind win for the Eagles. Saquon, I think he finally cracks 100 yards. 100 yards and a touchdown. I think we get a nice big defensive play by our boy Jahad Campbell. Who?
Keely Ringo.
Keely Ring, our boy Keely Ringo. No, it'd be even better if I said Adoree Jackson, but we're knowing he can't make plays. So it is what it is. But yeah, I got 27-21. It's tied in the last minute. They get a stop from Denver. Denver punts. They take it down the field, and AJ Brown ices it with a touchdown.
Dude.
Over 27-21. Link goes fucking insane.
Yeah. And then they talked to him at his locker room after the game, and he still looks like he's lost all of his puppies.
Yep. And he's still sad. It's like, bro, why are you sad? I should have caught the one before that. It's like, what? You weren't even targeted.
Yeah. There was a 3-yard pass that I missed in the third quarter on the sideline. Damn it, AJ! Damn it!
Damn it, AJ!
Damn you!
Why would you do that to us? Joe, before we go, final thoughts, brother.
Final thoughts. Don't be like me. If you're sick, you take better care of yourself. Take off work. Take your downtime. Take your sick time.
Yeah, take your PTO.
Yeah, I am bad at that. I worked in the food industry for 25 years. So I just fought through it. I was a boss. I was assistant boss. I was a supervisor. I was some level of management. And now I'm paying for it. No, just take care of yourselves out there, everybody.
Yeah.
Go to your doctors. Go to your doctor's appointments. Go get your medicine. So you don't turn out like me.
No, very true. I just have to look up.
You got something for us, Rich?
I do have a final thought. I have to look up. So
I have another one.
Go ahead.
Our suicide league. Whenever you pick three players to play in a do or die suicide league, make sure that one of them is not me.
Well, our little recap of our little football thing is Joe got crushed again last week, unfortunately. But Joe also, for the second time, has decided to either use an extra wide receiver or an extra tight end. This week, Joe used 2 tight ends and didn't use a kicker.
I did?
Yeah. I texted on him like, we really got to tell Joe he's got to look when he's putting this in, because the one week you put Devontae Smith in as your tight end. And then this week your kicker was Evan Ingram. So it was pretty funny.
I put it on the wrong line. Yep.
So Joe,
I'm getting old.
I'm excited for dinner, but I'm excited.
But you know what? It's all part of my ploy, because then I'll start using the good guys that are still left later on. See?
See? I got it.
See?
But I'm also down an extra tight end and wide receiver. Joe's like, I'm saving that kicker for a better week, brother. I needed that kicker.
And then I'm going to put him in on the wrong line.
He's my defense. I literally put today San Fran's kicker because it's got Pinero or the other guy listed, and I'm not sure who it is. So I just put San Fran's kicker. So Joe,
Nice.
just do that from now on.
I'll do that. So,
Do the team's kicker.
There you go. Am I off the hook if I do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You're off the hook for kickers. But you can't do Eagles quarterbacks.
Damn it.
You have to pick it. I'm taking Tanner McGee this week.
Noted.
My final thought is I thought it was pretty awesome and crazy for behind the scenes with the WNBA star Nafisa Collier, her speech that she delivered on her exit and calling out the commissioner and the league and how it's run. A lot of people shit on the WNBA. It's not real basketball, or they can't dunk, so it's not exciting. It's unfair. It's the WNBA. It is. They do not have the same skill sets as the men do. Granted, yeah, we see that growing up, but it doesn't mean that they aren't equally as important or as popular, because I actually enjoy the WNBA. Caitlin Clark coming in, I started watching it. It's exciting, Yeah. But the problem is you see it from the top down in all sports. It's everybody wants these athletes to just shut up and play. Ownership and people who run the league are very detrimental. and you want to play for teams with good owners. You want to make sure that you're in the league and you're being taken care of. But when you have comments that are made that, the commissioner said, well, Caitlin should be lucky she's making that much money off the field because of the platform we gave her, or she'd be making nothing. It's just undermining the talent and the hard work that goes in that these women put forth to put on a good product. Some people say it's not exciting. I think it's exciting. I think it's awesome watching a professional women's sports. I don't see the up in arms. I think it's funny when they put out the Angel Reese videos where she's bricking shots all the time. I just think it's funny. But she's a hell of an athlete. She averages double-doubles. Then you got Paige Buchers, awesome to watch. I remember the days of Rebecca Lobo and Diana Taurasi and Lisa Sparks and, immense talent in that league. And, they paved the way for these girls to come in, or these women to come in and do what they did. It's just damning that you have a commissioner who will literally belittle your players who you're making money from. And you got this, oh, well, they should be glad about the big TV deal that I worked out. It's you worked this out on the blood, sweat, and tears of your players. Same thing can go for every professional sports. I'm not a big fan of Rob Manfred. I think he's a fucking idiot. Roger Goodell, he decides to be a commissioner whenever he wants to. The NBA is a fucking joke. It's, the leadership from the top down, you need guys or women who are in charge, who are looking out for their players and care for the player safety and care for equal contracts. Do I think that the WNBA should be making $100 million contracts a year? Probably not. I don't know if it's in their budget, but should these athletes be paid normally instead of making $70,000 a year?
Yeah.
I think that's kind of egregious. I think that the owners, and they signed that deal, the players get 8%. 8%.
Wow.
So 92% goes to the owners in the league.
It's outrageous.
Shit needs to change. But I thought it was powerful. Joe, if you didn't hear that interview, you should listen to it.
I'm gonna have to school myself up, Rich.
Joe, it was fucking nuts. And now I guess it's weird. Now I got to say it's time for me to take it home. Well, I'm Rich, and that is Joe. We are Drunk on Brawl. Thanks for joining us, Don, Lacey. Happy 20th anniversary. Don, we appreciate. My taking us home is Don. I appreciate everything you do for the show. You always take care of us. You always set this up.
He's on a floaty out in the ocean having a
He's on a dinghy. He's on a little dinghy.
He's definitely dinghying it right now.
There's a lot of dinghying going on with Don right now. We don't call him Dingy Don for nothing. But Don, thank you for everything you do, brother. Congratulations on your 20th wedding anniversary. And we are out of here once I figure out what I need to hit for us to end it.
Don't hit the red button.
It says like a drum roll. There's an air horn. I'm not sure. Oh, here it is. All right, guys. Philly, thanks for tuning in.
Go Birds.
Peace.
Yeah.
Go Birds.